Hey, everybody, welcome. Look, we're back. The late night, early morning,
That's right.
BYOB show. Uh-oh. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much. Go ahead and share the broadcast. Tell us where you're tuning in from. And go to bit.ly/free women 2020. Trying to figure out where this echo is coming from.
Oh, you having technical difficulties?
I think I'm good now. All right.
Okay.
All right. There we go. Woo. Let me see, but I need to change something. Okay. All right. We're going to get this thing together. How y'all doing? Hope that you are well. Thank you so much. Tonight we're talking about 5 ways to stay positive in this here pandemic. So I hope that you're ready for this conversation. Whether you're on YouTube or Periscope or Facebook or the other places, thank you so much. Go ahead and share the broadcast. You know somebody that needs this conversation. So again, welcome and thank you so much for being here. I'm Tisha M. Johnson, not Danya Winningham. But I am here. I'm your relationship coach, and I help you find true and lasting love. I'm excited to be here tonight. We appreciate you joining us. I'm going to let these lovely ladies introduce themselves. Hey, Katrina, and I'm going to do my part on the back end, and we're going to get this conversation started.
Awesome. Hey guys, thank you again for being here. We're always super excited when we come here late night, early morning, because you guys come out here and you rock with us. So we really appreciate that. So we are really going to let this go. Is it really ready, set, go? Okay, let's go. I can't read that. WOG DGB, something like that. Thank you for joining. So I'm Stephanie Lane, and guess what, guys? I represent Career Women's Collaborative, and Career Women hire me to help them get that promotion they've earned and demand their worth that they deserve, as well as get that start that new career or begin a totally different career than what they're started. So, hey, Lakeisha Williams. Hey, sis. Good to see you. But our Perry people, you guys are strong. Facebookers, where are you at? But our Perry folks, they just come right on out there. We love it, love it, love it. But again, thank you for joining. And we have some exciting information to share with you. But before we begin, CJ.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? These tips to make you feel positive. I just feel like dancing. I want to dance tonight. I want to toast tonight. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just so happy to be here with you all tonight because I literally have, it's been hard for a pimp. It's just been so hard, but I'm here tonight. I'm excited. My name is Shaquanda CJ Austin, accountant and owner of Johnson's Bookkeeping and Tax. Business owners, such as yourselves, y'all hire me to take care of your financial planning. I am excited about these ways we're going to talk to you tonight. I'm excited to be with my girls. I am excited. So let's get it started.
All right, tonight, guys, we're going to be talking about ways in which you can stay positive in the midst of this pandemic. Guys, we know this has turned our world upside down, inside out, around and around, and we don't even know which way it's spinning at this point in time, right? But guess what? There's always hope, even in the midst of all of that. It is about perspective. It is about how you look at things. It's about what is it that you're going to do about it, right? So the very first thing that you have to absolutely do is not play the victim in this mess. Did I say ouch? Yeah. You can't play the victim, guys. We can't, I mean, at some point, yes, it's okay to be sad. I mean, that's kind of that mental health break you need. And yes, it's okay to be mad. Yes, it's okay to be afraid. I mean, all those emotions are real. And I'm not trying to take away from that at all. But what I'm trying to say is we can't have that attitude of that woe is me. What am I gonna do? Because what that does, it inhibits your ability to start thinking in a different way that's going to allow you to move, allow you to take action. Because then you're stuck in this mindset that I can't, I won't, will it happen? If I do this, then the negative piece over here is going to occur, or something's going to stop me from doing that. That's that victim attitude. And you can't take that on. You cannot take that on. You will stay stuck. I see this day in and day out with people, guys. When I've dealt with people for the last 26 years now. I've been in the people industry forever. Matter of fact, let me take that back. Probably as long as I started helping teachers when I was in 4th grade. I was a teacher's aide in summer school in 4th grade to 2nd graders. It's been since then that I've dealt with people and have watched people, even kids, stay the victim. They'll go and hit somebody, but they didn't hit them as hard. But then when somebody else comes and pops the doggone crap out of them, they fall out. And now they're playing the victim like they didn't do anything. Or wait a minute, but I didn't hit as hard. They shouldn't have hit me like that. Well, you can't control your environment sometimes. Things are going to happen, but it's about what are you going to do about it? How are you going to react to it? That is a choice as far as you deciding, you making a conscious effort to make a decision that I am not going to rest with just this. This cannot be it for me. There has to be much more. There has to be a desire, a hunger, a thirst in you that makes you want to move a different way. And so, like, there are all kinds of things that are happening that are so great right now. Even, hey, I'm going to touch on the young man that was just murdered, and I'm going to use the word murdered because he was murdered in Minneapolis, right? Minneapolis. And they've been rioting ever since a few days ago when that occurred. That is a sad situation. Yes, I'm angry about it. Yes, I was sad about it. Yes, does that make me afraid? Because I have Black boys too that I'm raising. And that fear is really real when it comes to, you want people to respect the blue, but at the same time, we fear the blue. So that's confusing to people, confusing to me at my old age, and I'm definitely confusing to my young boys. And so, but even in that, it's my instruction to my boys and what they're going to do and how they're going to handle themselves and how they're going to conduct themselves. But also, it's a call to action for people. We can be negative and we can, an eye for an eye, we can go there if we want, but actually it's a call for our community to come together and rally around that family and support that community right now. That's the positive of it all. It is a very negative, very sad situation that has occurred. But again, what are we going to do about it? How are we going to handle it? It's a time for organizing. It's a time for reflecting and really sitting back and coming up with a plan that's going to benefit everyone in that community and even nationwide, right? Because to me, the way I think is that you go big or go home. We don't do anything small up in here. So I don't like to say, when we're making movements and you're doing things, just keep it in one space. I'm talking about even going global, you guys. You got to think bigger than what the issue is. And so I know I said a lot, and I tend to do that right off the cuff. I apologize if I lost you somewhere. But again, you cannot play the victim, because it does not do you good. It doesn't do the people around you good. And guess what? You're going to be stuck. You're going to stay in the same place. 365 days are going to pass. You're going to still be in the same spot when you wake up. That's not a good thing. Tish or CJ, either one, want to respond?
No, I'm hurting children.
It's all
But
right.
guess what? That
Listen,
can be positive too, because that's going to build some character.
yeah, we
Like
are
Grandma
every
said,
woman.
let me hurt them before the blue hurt them, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Okay. So, yes, what you said is so true. And the kind of person that I am, yes, I'm affected by it, but I can't keep watching it over and over and over and over, because I at times feel people's pain, and you can only take so much of that. But yes, we have to feel it, express it in a positive light, and then definitely do something positive. So it would be a shame. I'm not big on politics, because it's just too much. It's so much bigger than me. I'd rather do the work that I'm assigned to do, and that's not politics. But I do understand that you have to take a stand, and you have to know when to fight in a particular battle. And so, I sit in a kind of awkward seat at times, because I am federal law enforcement. So I am the person on the other side. I'm with the people in blue. And yes, there are a lot of, as we see, bad people. Let's just say bad people in the world. Okay, we can call them cops, we can call them teachers, we can call them parents, we can call them a whole lot of stuff. Bad people. This instance, we're talking about a police officer. But listen, I work with so many more that are not. That's like saying all mothers are bad because one mother did something crazy. You don't do that. Now, I do get it. Yes, I'm a Black woman. I don't have Black sons, but I do understand. I have nephews. I have a nephew that is a police officer in the city of Detroit. So, he is on the front line fighting a very hard fight.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, you can only do so much, and you got to use wisdom, and you have to be a light.
Mhm.
Now, I don't know, maybe nobody agrees with me. I've had people say, oh, you're hiding behind the church and you want to hide behind prayer. No, I know where my strength is. So I'm going to stand where I need to stand, but I'm probably not the best person to go stand on the street in a picking line, and that's not where my strength is. So stand where your strength is, but that's just not mine. I know what I can do in my strength, in my position. And I believe it's about positioning. And so you got to position yourself. Yes, we're angry, but I mean, hey, we've been angry for how long?
Mhm.
It's not gonna change overnight. So we got to make the best of it, the most of it. I mean, it's just deep, and there is so many layers.
Right.
How can we go back to where it all started and make it right? Okay, even if you talk about reparations, is that gonna make it right?
Right.
Is that gonna change the generations of people who don't like me just because I was born Black? It's
Mhm.
not. It can't. So am I gonna use my life to fight that fight? Or am I
Right.
gonna fight a fight still may be challenging, may be difficult, but I again fight my own fight. So that's my 2.5 cents.
Yeah.
Take it or leave
Can I address the elephant in the room, y'all? I'm laughing at myself. I
Absolutely.
really am laughing. Before you come on, I'm laughing at myself because here I am looking like a space cadet, like an alien that I belong out there in outer space. Look, my head is just so I'm cracking up at myself. Y'all feel free to laugh at me. It's all good. Oh, but CJ, did you
So-
want to comment?
Yes, I did, because I am the person who my head is so far let me not say my head is down, but I'm so not in tune to it because something just shut it off. I had no idea none of this happened until today.
Yeah.
Not to say that I'm not upset, I'm not angry, I'm not sad. Not to say that, oh, you're the person who take, who don't really want to deal with it. It's not that. I mean, I'm the biggest advocate, power to the people person there is. But at the same time, I know my limits. I know what I can handle. I know me. And so that not just, and what happened was I was just scrolling and I just so happened to see something and immediately I was like, okay. And I mean, because I can see that and it overwhelms me, it consumes me. I too have 3 Black boys, and 16-year-old stepson, a 6-year-old, 4-year-old. I mean, my 6-year-old is definitely afraid of the police, and for those reasons. And I mean, so even though I don't even, I don't, I just, he's not exposed to that. It's not like I had a conversation with him with that, but I mean, it's amazing how even now, as small as young as he is, he already feels that. We've already had a conversation, not about this incident, but he already feels like he is different. Why do I feel different? Why this? And why these conversations, or why the looks, or why the stares, or whatever. So, a lot of people may think that is we're being exaggerated. We're exaggerating, or you guys just go too far. But I mean, even a kid, even when me as mommy try to protect them from that and speak to that, like, oh well, no, it's just see, or it's having a bad day or something. Those kids are like, what's wrong with them? Or what's then just turn their back and say, well, what's wrong with me? Or why did they do that? Or why were we treated so differently? And I honestly didn't think I had to have those conversations with my 8 and 6-year-old. I was so not prepared. But again, these kids are exposed to so much, they see it. So the way I stay positive is, again, don't I'm not being ignorant of the fact of it, but how many of you all are like me? You didn't know because you were so deep and buried into your purpose, and I'm like we can fight different ways, we trust and believe. Ain't no punk. Like, what I'm saying? Ain't no weak.
We
Not
about it. Don't get it twisted.
So I was trying to be nice. She gonna use my noise.
I'm gonna throw in there gang gang.
Rowdy, baby, with the curls on,
Gang.
everything. Say the word, call the noise, sound the alarm, and we bout it.
I told y'all I keep Vaseline in my right side drawer, y'all, all day.
All of us, don't play with me. That part, none of mine. So I guess, yes. I mean, because that's a whole nother debate. We can go, my God, I didn't even want to go there. But that's why we have to stay positive.
Mhm.
You know?
Well, actually, that's that's a valid point. One of the other ways to try to stay as positive as possible, and it's not trying to say keep you ignorant or keep you whatever, but if you're really grinding, if you're in an entrepreneur world, you got to limit your intake of the negative world of what's happening out there. And it's so much negativity going on. I mean, if your face is on, if you're scrolling in Facebook all day, well, first of all, you shouldn't have that kind of time. You should not have that kind of time. If you're working on your future, you're working on your legacy, you're trying to get somewhere, you want that success, your nose should be to the grind. That's it. And that will keep you oblivious of what is going on. Now, when you are when you're out there watching the TV and all the news and all that, ooh, it does something to your spirit, whether you really believe it or not, whether you really understand it fully or not. It does something to you as far as how you're going to think, how you're going to move, and how you're going to act. And all of those are limiting. All of that, I mean, if it's negative and it's constant, it's constant, it's constant, you are absorbing that information. And then you've got to get it out of your system in some way. Well, how does that play out? Well, it's going to play out of the things you say to people. And that could have an adverse effect when you're dealing with clients. It can play out in how you create your products, your work products. You're just not going to be at the optimal level that you need to be, because you're not operating in a space that's great for you, that's calming, that is because that can bring about anger. I mean, I'm gonna just be real. I was angered, and I get angered when I see it over and over and over again, right? And so that is going to come out in some shape, form, or fashion, whether I intended it to or not. It's going to play out. And if you're in the business world, and say, because I have an issue with someone who wears blue, or I have an issue with someone that doesn't look like me, and I treat them totally different than I would anyone else, that's going to hurt my business at the end of the day. And you got to understand that. And you got to understand the relationship between the things that you're seeing, the things that your body is absorbing and taking in, whether it's by your sight, whether you're hearing it, whether someone's telling you. You've just got to understand that it's going to have some kind of effect. And I'd rather the things that I am absorbing into my being be positive, so that I'm always, always acting positive. I shared this for those people that have been following us since last week. I shared with you guys about the deacon at my church when I was a little girl, who was super positive all the daggone time. I just couldn't believe how he was always smiling. He was always grateful. I mean, it was just an overall positive guy. I choose to have that in my life. I choose to look at things from that perspective, because if I did, I'm telling you guys, I wouldn't be moving. I wouldn't be able to act right. I wouldn't be able to work with the variety of people that I work. I wouldn't be able to work in my environment currently, guys. Again, if we're going to be honest with ourselves, who holds the money? Even though we spend the most money, who holds the money? That means you've got to work with, you've got to interact with. And if you're angry, you're gonna stop. You're gonna say, well, I'm not gonna do business with them because whatever it is, that reason, you're cutting your money at the table already in half. Why would you do that? Because at the end of the day, money is green. It's going to spend either way. And guess what? They're still going to have the money whether they spend it with you or not. So why wouldn't you open up yourself to have that money spent with you? But see, that's some of the knowledge that you have to come and get. But you got to go to bit.ly/free women 2020 to really, really understand the dynamics of what I just said.
Ooh, yes, ma'am. Absolutely. And again, I don't like beating this dead horse. I see that all day long. I don't need to come home and watch the news because I already saw it. I lived through it on my computer at my desk. So I don't need to watch the bad news. But what I do need to do is be focused on my business, so that when there is a positive initiative that comes forth that I can stand behind, have the money to be able to back it. So if we're going to change some things, and I know CJ going to chime in about the money, if we're going to change some things, let's have some dollar signs behind it, because talk is cheap.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to pay attention to the green, the gold, the silver.
There you go.
The currency. That's what's going to make a difference. I can holler, I can carry signs, and I'm not saying that those things are not good, because they have their place. But if I have money, if we that are working toward building the legacy, building for our children, we're not going to get it without money. You can't be broke talking about we're going to change the world. And unfortunately, I get it. People are fed up. I understand. But what is that going to change? You burn your city down. How can I say that? Because I'm born and raised in Detroit. So I know what that looks like. You burn your city down, you tear your city down, where are you going to live? You have to look at the blight. You have to live in the ruin and the decay. But I choose to declare Isaiah 60:18. I know this ain't church, but guess what?
Hallelujah.
God gave me that scripture to declare over Detroit. And guess what? I declared over every urban metropolitan city that there is, that there will not be ruin in our gates.
Mm.
And so that starts with us taking responsibility. I know this ain't that kind of show, but we need to take responsibility. Why is it that you don't care about where you live and other people can come in, take over, but you're mad? Well, look at what you did to it.
Right.
Look what you did not do. Again, I know this ain't that kind of show, but let's take it back to the money. Money. That's the bottom. You're right. That's the bottom line. Do you have it? Again, the haves and the have-nots. The have-nots don't have much say. You got to have some money. So come on, money lady. Come on, weigh in on this.
Well, I was trying not to go there, but you brought it out. But it is so true. It is so true. There is power in the money. There is influence in the money. If you want to be the change, there is absolutely a cost associated with it. There's a cost associated with everything. So it's just about getting out of our emotions as well. And so when you, again, like I said, I'm the type of person I can let that take me out and take me off course the entire day. What good is that going to do other than take me away from my money? I'm not going to meet my goals. I'm not going to be able to get my test list done. I'm not going to be able to take care of my clients. I'm not going to be able to serve the people who are looking toward me to serve. And at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is, I have mouths to feed, and so do you. So you are absolutely right. If this doesn't do anything, maybe it should light a fire for you to get more focused, grind harder, so you can have that level of influence, so you can have change and be the change that we need. That's all I have to say about that. As far
Wow.
as
No, that's great. So what number are we on? 1, 2, 3?
no, still on one, huh?
No, that's 2. Number 3.
We got some comments on Facebook.
What
Periscope
are
a
they
little
saying? What the
quiet right
people
now.
saying? What are the people saying? Because Periscope, y'all quiet tonight. Hey,
They
y'all. Hey.
are. They are. They there, but they quiet. So Katrina said, speaking to CJ's point, you're never prepared when you have to explain to your children. It is a hard conversation to have, and it is definitely necessary. So true. She also said, that's right. You have to delete the negativity, so that you do, because you don't have time for what's going on. News is negative. They are programming us. Stop watching the news. Very negative. Nothing really nice going on. There's some nice stuff. They're just not broadcasting it. Absolutely. Pastor Harris said, with the modern day lynching, fear is a factor that's heightening. It seems that many have become so immune to the bottom line. The guise is to make us angry and to not think about ways in which we can combat this, ways in which it can be combated. Now's the time we should start teaching our people, young and old, to listen for the better way, teaching ourselves better morals, better models of business, stop teaching violence on each other, teach ourselves better equity. Man.
So true. Wow.
Yep.
That's so true.
The only thing I want to know, who's the us? And I'm gonna leave that right there. When we talk about equity, because that's huge.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So when we do look at situations, when they're negative, that occur, negative things that happen, I'm gonna tell you a quick way to figure out whether I keep it or I dump it is, how will this affect me? And I usually ask 3 questions. Will this affect me 2 days or 3 days from now? Will it affect me a month from now? Will it affect me 6 months from now? If I answer no to all 3 of those, I dump it. If it's questionable, I answer an affirmative in any one of those, then I have to think about it. If I can, without a doubt, answer in the positive on all 3, that means I need to keep it. I need to do something with it. And if you answer in all 3, then that means you need to take action. There's something that you need to be doing about it. And that's where that positivity comes back up, because that means you're really acting on something. You're doing something about it. It's not, well, I can't say that, because that could, if I talk about the fisticuffs that I've gotten in back in the day, I thought I was handling business. I thought I was doing something I was supposed to be doing, right? But that's not always positive. But at this juncture in my life, I'm looking at ways to be a solution to the community, be a solution to whatever, be a solution to my own business, be a solution to help someone else. And that's what we're doing here today. So go to bit.ly/free women 2020. So part of the solution right now that you can be a part of is that, our coach, Danielle Winningham, is giving out $1 million in grants. There have been people, your peers, your neighbors, your sisters, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, all the people that you might know, the neighborhood mayor, have come on board and have signed up to apply for the grant. We want you to take advantage of it. So there is an application process, guys. You do have to apply. Nothing is ever handed to you. And do believe this is not a handout. It is a hand up. And so there is an investment piece to it. You do have to take ownership of this knowledge, of the education that you're going to embark upon. But I'm gonna tell you, it is a nominal fee compared to what we on here are used to or are familiar with. And it's because of what has occurred in our nation and what everyone is going through. Coach has a heart for the people. We have a heart for the people. We want people to thrive. And if it's not this time, then when? And so we want you to take advantage of this time while everybody's sitting still. This is stealth mode stuff, guys. This is when you start moving and nobody knows you doing something. And then all of a sudden they look up like, how did you do that? And so we're offering certifications in 12 different areas. So the grant will apply to you getting to becoming certified and becoming a coach in an area that you're passionate about. But you have to go and register and come to we have a free webinar that will take place on Friday. It's 2 days away. Well, what's today? Now it's 1 day away, because it is officially Thursday, right? It's officially Thursday, so it's 1 day away. So Friday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern, you guys can come and hang out with us just for a short while, not very long. And we will explain everything there is to know about what the program entails, what you have to do, your ownership in it, and how to get started with it. And so I invite you, come be a guest, and just come be nosy. How about that? That's what our world's coming to too. A lot of people like to be nosy. Hey, just come be nosy, check us out. But I guarantee you, you will be amazed at what you see and what you hear. If not, you'll definitely have some questions. Right?
Wow. Yep. Look, Facebook is on fire tonight.
Are they talking
Periscope?
to us? Get out of here, Facebook. We were worried about y'all.
Where my Periscope family at? What y'all do? They sleep tonight. Okay. So the answer to the us was our people, our ethnic group. And he also said talk is cheap, take the money to buy the land.
That's right.
The real money is gold, and you have to not only be doing something, you got to be speaking the right things. He talks about Deuteronomy 8:18. We've been given the power to get wealth. We have to teach those things. Love, peace, knowledge, etc. Got to
That's
teach
right.
them morning, noon, and night. And Katrina said, and this was like, wow, it is said that if we do not have any investments in, or I guess in general, or in real estate, by the year 2058, we will be poorer than poor.
Well, that's going to happen. There is research already out there by 20, what, I think it was 2053. It's we'll have zero wealth. It's already out there. The research, it is deep research. It's scary. When I read it, y'all, I was like, OMG, because they've been following it. And how what happens with research and how it develops is because we've created trends, and they map those trends all the way like 20, 30 years prior, and then they estimate on what that's going to look like at the rate that we're going and living now. And so, like I mentioned earlier, that we don't have the wealth, but we spend more. Black women, let me even get it narrower. Black women spend more money. We are consumers of the products, versus being the owners and the creators and the generators and the innovators of those products. And so that money's not coming back to us. It's not coming back to our community. And so we've got to find ways to get back to that. And that's why we're encouraging you to get involved now. And this is a way to get back to that. If you want to see a Black Wall Street, then guess what? You got to get up off your duff and you got to start moving your feet, and you got to start talking to people and networking and get that going. Sitting around just saying, and like someone already mentioned, talk is cheap, just talking about it, I want to do it. That's not going to happen. That's not what makes it move. You've got to actually put some action behind those words. You've got to start talking to people. We've got to learn that we have to trust one another. And that brings up our character, and it brings up about integrity and our work ethic when we do come together, right? And so, and this is another thing. Let me drop this little nugget. And this is a little off, but it isn't. Let me drop this nugget. We talk about one another in our own community about how the business, their customer service was horrendous, horrific, horrible, whatever word you want to use. But I tell you what, you still got that cell phone from AT&T. You still got that cell phone from Sprint. And I be doggone, because I've been trying for the last 3 weeks to get in contact with a representative, and I've been hung up on I don't know how many times, and I still have not been able to talk and resolve my issue. But yet, guess what? I still hold on to the phone. You don't see me going out on Facebook and blasting somebody because of poor customer service. We've just learned to accept it. But for some odd reason, let somebody slip. Instead of pulling the sister, the brother over and say, look, maybe you need some professional development in this area. Maybe, just maybe I'm gonna let this slide. I understand you having a bad day today, but I'm still going to support you because I believe in you. We don't do enough of that. We just wipe them away, wipe them off, count them, discount them and say, no, I'm not going to do any business with them because they treated me this way. But we will take it in the name of cable. We will take the bad business.
Stephanie, woo, you're right about it. You
That's
are
crazy.
telling the truth. Absolutely. We will look, we won't promote our own people, and I'm not gonna stay here long, but we will tell our children's children that ain't even here yet about how our fellow brother and sister did us wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, guys, if you look at what's going on, it's no mystery why y'all got them stimulus checks already and why things have opened up
Right.
already.
Right.
You don't even see that what's gonna happen with the election. What's really going on with the a vaccine for this here. Again, I know
Right.
we talking about money. It's the people with the money making these decisions with y'all's lives.
Right.
I'm a citizen of the kingdom, but and what are we doing? What are we going to do? Hey, Theron, what are we going to do? We gonna sit back and roll a doobie and drink a what? And wake up and do it all over again tomorrow.
Right.
Rather than investing in ourselves first and foremost. But think about your children. What is it that your children are looking at that you have the power to change?
Right.
Now, although CJ works for a company, her children also see her as an entrepreneur. Go to bit.ly/free women 2020. Do something different for your legacy. You're going to hear that word a lot more in this community because it's about building legacy for the women who are spending this money, because you need to come into a community so you can understand what you need to spend your money on. And you need a coach.
Right.
You need a money mindset person that can help you understand what you should be doing with your money. You need a Chiquita to help you get into real estate. Katrina is also in real estate. Come on, y'all. We got to do better. Got to do better. Come on, money lady. What you got to say?
I'm trying to be quiet and multitask, but you guys are on it. I absolutely did not think we were going to go here tonight. This is, but it obviously needs to be said. It needs to be discussed. We are absolutely. You are no. What is it like? Stephanie said you don't even have a say. You don't have a say. You don't have. We're not even a number. None of that. When there is no wealth. None of that. And so, when you hear numbers like that, like what Katrina was sharing and all, yes, it is. Numbers don't lie. Y'all know, I say it often, numbers do not lie. So how is it that we're the most spending folks and we not the most investing folks? Or we just don't have that level of wealth. So with that being said, this certification, it gives you an opportunity to absolutely have that. This investment it really is a no-brainer. This investment will get you the jump start that you need. And then the fact this investment is tax deductible. Okay, I gotta stop.
That's quite okay. But this actually moves us into number 4. You gotta do something. You gotta give back. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're giving back to our community. Now we keep saying go to free women, bit.ly/free women 2020. But guess what, guys? Men, young men, y'all who are on here who watch us, we do have men in our community as well. So it is for you. So don't think like, oh, it's just only for the women. Yeah, we cater to women, but we also bring along our men. This is for you as well. Now, let me tell you, in our giving back, this is what this will look like. And I'm just giving you a glimpse. And I can only tell you from experience because we all have this experience. Nowhere ever are you going to find a certification program right now that you will get a live instructor. It's not a module, it's not a video, it's not you go sit over in that corner and you watch it and you take a quiz and you're done. It's not that kind of party over here. You will get a live instructor, one who will teach you and impart some of that knowledge and that wisdom that they have. And then you will be able to ask questions. Go through, there is homework. So go through the homework and look at some of the things that they're coming up and be able to go to study sessions and work with your peers and troubleshoot and a scenario, go through scenarios together. There's that kind of learning that it will take place that right now you're not going to find. You're not. I'm certified. I didn't find it in my process. And so this is one of the things, again, we listen to the people, we listen to our customers on their needs, and then we address it. We act accordingly, because again, at the end of the day, it's about someone's success. And it's really about, this is that giving back to your community, giving back to someone or something. It's about really wanting to see somebody come up. It's really about wanting to be that motivator, be that person that's encouraging them. And then just watching that occur in front of your eyes is just the most amazing thing. And so we like to see that. We like to duplicate that every day. And so that's what we want you to be a part of. So again, come join us, bit.ly/free women 2020, so that you can, once you have made it through, can then in turn give back. You can help turn around and look back and say, hey, this is for you. I want you to come along with me. I can't do this by myself. I don't want to do it by myself. We need each other. And if you look back in history, if you look back at all the successes in the community that had occurred, and one way or the other that they were destroyed or what have you that has happened, but if you look at it, they didn't do them by themselves. It was always a group of people. It was always a community of people. It was always everyone rallying around a venture so that the success was shared. And that's something that we want you guys to be a part of. Again, bit.ly/free women 2020. What do you think about giving back?
I am all about giving back. I'm a firm believer, servant of all is greatest of all. That's how I have lived. I love the give back part, but I had to learn at an early age, because I'm such a giver, that I gave so much to where I didn't have. And so I had to learn, for those who are big givers, it's okay for you to give, but you don't have to give your portion too. I know I'm not by myself. But yeah, definitely about giving back, but also I had to learn a lot of hard lessons early on, that you can't give everything and you not have anything.
Right.
all your food and you don't have food. So the give back piece is crucial. You know, the give back piece was the term reciprocity. You know, going and reaching. You know, whatever, however you want to call it, invest and a return on investment. I mean, whatever you want to call it, the give back is crucial.
Mm-hmm.
It's crucial. That's my thing. I really feel like that's just as much um as important as doing the work to give back.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You cannot give out of lack. You can't give out of lack. So that means you have to do something to get yourself out of that kind of situation. Take some action, move your feet, don't wait, do not hesitate, and generate enough money to where you're giving out of abundance. You can do so much more. You can even help create campaigns for people. The pastor was talking about equity, where you could create campaigns or support people who are in your community to run for some political position so that they will take care of the community. Keep it in the community. Someone who's lived in the community. How about that one? Because that's hard to come by nowadays. You got all kind of people making decisions for a community they are not even attached to. They have no idea. They've not come through the trenches and been there with the people, and it's just, they moved in, lived there a year or two, however long they have to live, and then all of a sudden they want to run for something, and then, but we can't make those decisions. We can't have a voice if we're not investing in ourselves, first of all, to position ourselves to be able to support others. And so you have to do that. You have to strive for that. You have to have some semblance of desire to want to do that in some way. And again, Tisha already explained, your support, your help can come in different forms. Tisha said hers is not frontline support, but she may be in that back kitchen cooking them daggone rolls that will melt in your mouth, right? That is the same. I put that on the same, even playing field with everything else. And so, because you have to have people at every level to there's so many gaps to be filled in order for things to work, right? And for the world to keep turning. And so we got to give out of abundance. You absolutely cannot, CJ, you know this as a money queen, give all of your money away and not have anything. And not be able to support yourself, not be able to invest in yourself, not be able to do the things that are necessary so that one day you can look up and say, wow, I remember when I didn't even have 2 pennies to rub together. And now I can give thousands of pennies away to support others. Can you imagine the feeling that is? That how wonderful that would feel to you? Because I'm telling you, I love giving back. I love the fact that, there was a time where I couldn't. I had to penny pinch too. But now we're positioning ourselves. If we are not in position yet, but we're almost there, in position where, dropping thousands of dollars that's just like blinking. And not too many people can say that. But if you're not doing the things that you need to do, if you're not investing in yourself, if you're not taking negative situations and flipping them into positive and making them work for you, you'll never know. But guess what? We have a way for you to find out. All you have to do is go to bit.ly/free women 2020. That's it. That's it. No. That simple. That simple. So I'm gonna move to number 5, Tish, unless you have something to say.
Well, I was just gonna say, absolutely. Go to the link so you can get your process started. And I'm not just in the kitchen, and I know what you meant, Steph. But it's about positioning and knowing what you're equipped to do. So I'm the person after the people have gone out on the front line. I'm the person that come and help them de-escalate and all that good stuff. I'm the person, when they've been in a crisis and trauma situation, they come back to me and we have a debrief and help them get back on the road to recovery and their resilience and all of that. That's where I'm better suited, and it's good to know your role. So listen, giving back. Coach Danielle has decided to give away $1 million in grant money. And so if you're a first responder or an essential worker, you want to take advantage of this because your tuition is zero. But there are limited spots. So you can't sit back and say, oh, I'm going to just chill and at the last minute. No, there is no last minute. You need to go now because your spot could be filled. bit.ly/freewoman2020, because there are only so many spots that you can have as a first responder. Listen, we appreciate your sacrifice as an essential worker. You didn't have the luxury of staying at home. And so we want you to know that we appreciate your service. We appreciate the sacrifice that you made. If you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you're a technician, you're a hospital worker, listen, come apply. I have a girlfriend that works in retail, grocery store. I was like, you need to come get a grant, ma'am. Seriously, invest in yourself by making the first move. Come to the information session Friday. Put in your application. Get on the schedule for your interview. And there's going to be some more information tomorrow that you guys want to hear. But I'm telling you now, don't wait. Do it now. Do it. You only have now. You don't have tomorrow. Tomorrow ain't promised. But in the event that you are still here to see tomorrow, and we pray that you are, go ahead and sign up. Get the process started so that you understand there have been sacrifices made for you. There are probably some people listening. Oh, ain't nobody made no sacrifice for me. Yeah, there are lots of people. And unfortunately, we don't teach that anymore. There are lots of sacrifices that have been made, and we are so regressing. But I know in this community, we are working to let our light shine in the different industries that we're in, whether that's career or whether that's as an entrepreneur. We have taken a stand because we want to leave a legacy. We want to leave a lasting impression. And listen, I had enough tears and enough pain and enough heartbreak for a whole bunch of folks. So I don't want another woman to have to hurt like I hurt because of relationship, because of divorce. I had the tears, I have the wounds, I got the scars and the bruises to prove it. You don't have to. bit.ly/freewomen2020. And shout out to Katrina and Pastor Harris on Facebook. They are holding it down. Thank you to Dr. Danielle Winningham. You are doing a phenomenal job according to Facebook on tonight. We're excited and we are appreciated, ladies, for partnering with Coach. So
yes. And that brings us to number 5. 5, 5, 5. Let's see 5. Guys, put 5 in the chat. Number 5, 5, 5. Let's see it. Let's see it. We want to see it rolling. Number 5. This is our call and response, Pastor. Number 5. Number 5. All right. Our fifth thing that we want to share with you guys about, ways to be positive in the midst of pandemic or just issues and struggles, just in spite of. The only thing that that you can do, besides all the other things that we've mentioned, is make changes to the things that are within your own control. Change begins with you, right? You've got to make the changes necessary to be good for you. And once you do that, then you'll be great for others. If you don't change you, change your mind, change your attitude, change your actions, change your interactions, you'll never, ever be able to help others or to make a tremendous change in the world. And so that goes back to getting rid of all that negative, getting not letting that get into your system, making sure that you're connecting with other people who are not negative. They're positive, they're like-minded folk. They're looking to do different things, to move differently, to have differently. You know, I spoke the other night about growing up in the neighborhood, in the hood, right? And my mother just refused for us to stay there, to remain there. Right? We had, okay, you walked in our house, we had a bookshelf full of books. That was abnormal in our neighborhood, just to be quite honest. That was abnormal. And every time somebody would come over to our house, they would just be amazed about all the books that were in our house. That's because my mother had a goal. She had her eye on the prize, and she knew if she taught us a certain way and influenced us in a certain way, that there was a certain outcome for sure, right? The same thing here. When you're talking about making that change for you, you've got to, again, set yourself up for that success. The only way you can set yourself up for that kind of success that you're seeking is to get into like-minded community, get connected to folk that want to do the same thing that you're looking to do, have already done what you're looking to do. And then the other thing is get a coach, someone who has the wisdom to guide you through that process, because I'm gonna tell you, it is a hard knock life if you try to be a solopreneur. You don't know what you don't know. And if you're doing it all by yourself, that means you don't have a sounding board. You're not talking to other folk to see what will work and what won't. And it will take you longer. Why waste your time? Life is so precious. If you don't learn anything else through this pandemic, I hope the one thing that you do learn is how precious life is. And you don't have the kind of time to waste. So take that action and go to bit.ly/2020. Y'all, I'm going to digress. I'm not even the Reverend Doctor yet. I don't proclaim any of that, but I feel like I've been preaching all night tonight. Y'all take it out.
You good, sis. You rolling. You own it. So listen, I know it's morning time. And I know we have definitely we talked about a lot of things today, but it also this morning, but it is all under the same vein of staying positive. How can you stay positive in the midst of a pandemic? How can you stay positive when everybody around you are fearful of the uncertainty? But that's when you have to push past all of that and you go to bit.ly/freewomen2020. The community will help you get through that, will help you push through that, will help you stay focused, will help you with your certification, will help you with that next level in your business. So what better time than now? And oh my goodness, awesome deal. This is a deal. It's the investment, the price point is crazy. And the fact that we're giving back to first responders just tells you the heart of our coach in this community. So I absolutely want you all to do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. And like we talked about for your legacy, bit.ly/free women 2020. Take it away, sis.
All right, you guys, listen, we have had a very spicy conversation tonight, this morning. Thank you so much to those on YouTube, to those on Facebook, to those on Periscope. Listen, we will be back tomorrow night, but before we come back, put in the comments. Now, whether you're watching live or the replay, put in the comments. Let us know if you're going to go to bit.ly/free women 2020. If you're going to sign up, if you're interested in obtaining your certification, let us know. Put that in the comments. We want to make sure that you get the information that you need, that you get on the list, that you get your interview, that you get the process started. We don't want to leave anybody behind. We are ready, willing, and waiting, looking to work with you and, help you take your business, your idea, your passion to the next level. So go to bit.ly/free women 2020. And with that, we're going to say good morning, good night, good afternoon, whenever you're tuning in, whenever you're listening. Thank you for those that shared the hearts. I see you. Periscope was quiet tonight, but that's all right. They there. They represent it. I think we were almost at 1,100 views. So they're listening. Yes, they're listening. So that's all right because Facebook was holding it down tonight. So we appreciate you guys. Have a great and awesome night. Have a wonderful morning. Have a blessed rest. We will see you tomorrow, same time.